Today we're going to make a serving tray with a difference. I've got this Acadia round wooden serving tray that I got from Kmart, and what I'm going to be doing is putting this rose gold foil down the bottom, and then we're going to put some waves on it. Now there's a couple of ways to make a template. We could use my router and do that with some wood, but I do have this corrugated card here which I thought I would use. And so what we need to do first, however, is to kind of construct a compass, because we want to be able to get the inside shape of the serving tray. And I'm going to do that just with this piece of cardboard here. So I'm going to be able to, I'll cut this out. We have 2 points. The 2 points are going to be the radius of the circle, and that way we can do a round circle and get that correct diameter. Right, so now we've got our rudimentary compass, and what I need to do is I'm going to poke a pencil through this end, and that's going to be the point, the pivot point, and then we need to work out from that pivot point through to where it needs to be for the radius of that circle. Right, so we need to do some basic math. So 368 is our diameter. We need to find half of that. So half of 300 is 150, half of 68 is 34. So that gives us 184 millimeters is where we want to create. Like a first pivot point, pencil through here, this will be our pivot point here, and we need to measure now from the center here through to 184. Okay, so we're measuring from the center of that circle to 184. Use our pencil to make that initial push through. We want to make it middle of this. So I'm actually going to be using our Sharpie as our drawing device. Just got my pencil pushed in here, pivot point. Now our Sharpie, push down on here. So if I had thought about it properly, I probably would have made the circle bigger. Made the compass a bit bigger. You know, hindsight 2020 and all. I guess that's the thing when you're doing these things for the first time. You can make mistakes, and as you see from all my videos, I end up making lots of mistakes, but it's all learning experience. Right, so it's a bit bigger, it's not 100%, but at least it gives us a template which we can now try and do and cut out our foil. Look how shiny that is. I'm not sure if you can see on the camera there, but that's nice and shiny. Bling bling. Okay, so I've kind of got these weighed down. I'm now going to attempt take that together, that lined up. And we're going to be get that to the top as possible. Now there's going to be a join here, but what I'm thinking is that this join is going to happen where I'm going to put a wave, and so the wave should therefore cover the wave should cover the join. That's the theory anyway, so let's see how we get on with that. As I was saying before, I'd made this a bit bigger, so hopefully we can put this in and have some of those corners, push into the corners and see if we can trim that. Anyway, may not work, but we'll give it a go. First up, we're just going to give it a spray of some isopropyl alcohol and wipe down, make sure there's no dust on there. And as you can see, there is a little bit, so it's worthwhile doing that. First part's on, couple of bits where I cut around in the corner here and it was bunched up and it cut too close, but I think you're not going to see that when you have all the resin on board. And now we've got the second bit. Key tip is to take this backing off. This is the bit that curls, so it makes it a little bit easier. So that's all down now. There is a visible line there, but as I said, this is where I was hoping to have some wave. That will push back. Another wave about here, pushing back. So we'll see how that goes. What I'm going to do, won't do that till tomorrow now. So we'll get our first wave down tomorrow. Let that settle. Try to push that foam all the way back, and then have our second wave. It's going to be clear, so that way the rose gold comes through. This rose gold is a nice reflective surface, so I just wanted to spray some isopropyl alcohol and get those fingerprints off before putting that resin down. Here I'm just putting down that first layer of resin so we can have the clear covering most of the tray, apart from the bit which is going to be the shoreline. So with this white resin, I let it sit for probably an additional 10 minutes over and above the clear that I'd put down, and that just makes the resin a little bit thicker and makes those waves, when you push it back, just seem to pop a little bit better. Now there's two ways you can do the second wave. So the first way is you actually wait for this to cure overnight, you come back and you do that second wave at a time when the first layer is cured, or like I'm doing here, which is a bit more impatient way, I'm just doing it all in one go. I think you do get better results if you do the two layers, wait for the first layer to cure and then come back. But I think I was just a little bit impatient with this one and wanted to get it all sorted. So up the front here is the shoreline, and I didn't want to leave this foil exposed, so I just had a little bit of clear resin here which I went over the top of that foil. So it still gives the same result, having that initial wave up the front with the exposed foil, but it's covered in resin, so it protects it if people are using this as a serving tray. So this tray is now finished up. I did put some tape on here to just make sure any of that resin on there didn't spill over the edge, and it's come out pretty well. I'm really pleased with the end result. So this is under artificial light in the art lab, and shortly I'll just show you some shots taking it outside and show you what it looks like in the daylight. So here it is outside. What do you think? I really like it. It's a bit hard to capture on camera, but in person this looks really great with that underlying rose gold foil. If you're going to attempt this yourself, hopefully you learnt something from my mistakes today. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.